Hello, you beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to our final Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up. This episode is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, specific to the discussion portion of the show.
And if you want to watch it uncut and ad-free, you can join us on Patreon or become a member here on YouTube. Both are $5 a month. You have to have your own copy of the episode. We'll give you a countdown and a time code. You can watch along with us.
And also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hand that notification bell so that you can be notified from when we have a new upload. And also, y'all, don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, it is the series finale. So y'all gotta smack it, bro. Literally hit it. Just keep hitting it. Go off, bro. Abe and Charlie, how y'all feeling? How y'all doing?
Discord, how we doing?
We're good.
Discord, y'all good?
Discord's good. For those of you watching from YouTube, we are doing a live stream on Discord of the final episode.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. We thought it was a nice way to, close off this almost 2-year-long journey.
Yeah.
Some of you have been with us since the very beginning, and we say thank you for following along and listening to us ramble in our thoughts and all of our incorrect thoughts and everything. You guys showed us a lot of love and a lot of grace and when we were wrong about stuff. So we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can't thank you guys enough for the support and for the love. We've built it's because of you guys. That's what I think we always need to say here. It's because of you guys that we do this, and it's just a moment of celebration, but also I think a moment of anxiety because it's like we have literally gotten to the final moment of this season. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm excited.
Me too. I think this ending will make the show for me. Endings in general, they are the bow that wraps the gift. They can really make or break an entire narrative. So from what I hear, I mean, as somebody had, you'll see it in a comment later, but the ending is very significant, I think, in people's discourse of television in general. When we talk about different series and TV shows, Sopranos comes up a lot. From what I gather, that's in large part because of how the story ends.
Right.
So I'm super excited about this. Thanks again, as these guys said, for all the people who have tuned in for this entire experience. Or if you've just joined us, we appreciate you too. This is not the end of us. We will continue to do more reactions, more watch parties, hopefully as well, for the shows that we are doing. We are currently doing The Last of Us as well, but we probably will pick something else back up as we finish up The Sopranos. But it's been a hell of a ride, man. So we really appreciate just all of the love so far, and we hope you can continue to rock with us.
And before we get into this episode,
just quickly before we even get to that, just want to address some of the people on here because we got people already. W said, "Can't wait for Wire Wednesday."
Oh,
more Wire Wednesday. Somebody said Davi would be a good game show host.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
Shelby said Sopranos is how he found us. Been here since Succession season 4.
Wow.
Yeah, Succession is
a
journey.
It's what started it all. Yeah.
And R's asking, when will we know what y'all will watch next? I don't know. Do we want to share that, or do we want to
TBD?
Right now, we're watching The Last of Us. So
we are having discussions internally on what we are going to do next.
Yeah, we got to meet. We're waiting to hear back from the board. When the board gets back to us, what's approved. We need to see what's greenlit. So.
Wiggle. Civis, abraço do Brasil, vocês são os melhores.
Hey, valeu. Thank you.
Obrigado. Irmão,
watch the movie. We were thinking about it. We've heard some not great things about the movie, unfortunately.
What we may do, and I think we all agree that we wanted to do this at some point, don't know how quick it's going to come, is the Wise Guys documentary that David Chase has on HBO. I think we'll watch that. Maybe it'll be on YouTube, maybe not, but that's something that we will watch. So if that's something y'all want to see, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, maybe you can watch it together with us. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah. I think
Yeah. Mm-hmm. People are saying the documentary is better. So
word. So I think
that's the call. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah.
Sure.
Very cool.
So Abe, before we get into this episode, can you read the comments from our previous Tony Tuesday?
I can indeed. Here are the final comments.
The final comments.
This one, a great name, first of all. This one comes from Gabagoo for Christ. And man.
What a time for that, too. Tomorrow being Easter.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. On the resurrection of Jesus, we gabagool.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
All right. It says, Melfi ended up becoming Tony's consigliere. That realization horrified her, as she realized Tony was using her insights to justify his own evil, which we see time and time again in the show. He's always aping her lines to use to other mobsters. What he learned in therapy, he uses to be a better criminal. We see it in season 1 with her advice about old people that he used on Junior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think it was a reality that I wasn't willing to accept, to be quite honest, when we first watched that episode, the last episode. But
yeah,
the more you think about the examples of how that was coming true in their therapy sessions and after the therapy sessions, it's just so hard to ignore that that's exactly what was happening, right? And the next one comes from Lau5610, and it says, this episode is the beginning of the end of the show. There is no winners from conflict in the modern mob, and neither side will ever recover from any war between New York and New Jersey. At the end of the day, this show is about the end of the American mafia. The very first episode of the show, Tony tells Melfi, but lately, I've been getting the feeling I came in at the end. The best is over.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember that, bro. That was like one of the first things. That was like right at the beginning of the first episode. It felt like it was already setting up a downfall.
Right.
Like before the show even started.
Yeah.
And we've been watching it this entire time, slowly but surely. All right. And then the last one here comes from Untitled Torch 1919. And he says, poor train store owner was seconds away from making $8,000. The poor guy.
Poor guy.
This man got a body on his floor.
Yep.
I was talking to a coworker of mine, and he said that it's a real train store, still there.
No way.
Day. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That train store probably has so much business.
Maybe. I don't know. But
in the show, no business.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
We should go visit that one time if we're ever
No,
in the
one
area.
day, I feel like one day we should do that.
You're like, damn, Bobby got shot up right here.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I could buy like a miniature Thomas the Train. I can't do the $8,000.
No, you got to buy the Blue Comet.
$8,000, bro.
The Blue Comet. You got to commit.
Hey,
Fundraiser.
That means we need more subscribers. You should share this video. Just kidding.
With that being said, Charlie, the final episode of The Sopranos.
This is bittersweet.
I know.
Called
Thank you.
Made in America.
Oh.
This is called Made in America.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
For the last time.
This is crazy.
For the last time.
It just really hit me now. Like, that's nuts. It's nuts, bro.
I'm vibing out to this.
Let's go,
this song
guys.
for the
Let's
one
go.
last time. Under a bad sign. Blue moon in your eyes.
Oh, and also, David Chase directs the first episode and the final episode.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out Shelby. I think Shelby commented that.
Yeah, he's done other ones in between.
He's only done the first episode and the final episode of this series. That's it.
Crazy. Really?
Yeah.
Somebody confirm, fact checked us.
No, that's
Fact
Shelby.
check
I know
right
Shelby.
now.
Shelby commented that. Shelby
Fact
commented
check
that.
right now.
He did. All right.
Yeah.
So he served more as a showrunner than a director.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Loaded, brother. Things ain't been the same since the blues.
It seems like now in today's TV, the showrunner is now directing, doing everything.
Right.
But I like this balance. He's writing more, but also in the background.
Yeah. Type a 1 in the chat if you're always singing along to this when it comes on.
Got yourself a gun.
See the ones?
Yeah.
They're coming in. I know y'all singing. I know y'all.
How many times have we started with Tony just completely knocked out in bed,
I
snoring?
mean, he has an AR-15 in his hand, though. This
Oh, yeah,
is
that's
different.
true. I forgot. We left off there.
Oh, what a song choice.
Half an hour, he says. It's a fucking hour and a half already. He's busy. Enjoy the music.
It's a throwback. Like a flashback.
I'm getting that feeling, yeah.
Yeah, whose car is that?
Thought you weren't coming.
You don't want to know.
Oh, never mind. Here we are.
The reason I called is those two Arabs I turned you on to. Well, I happen to remember my nephew mentioned the bank. They had an account. The Mintner First Merchants Bank.
You just remembered that.
Yeah. I know you got that friend in the Brooklyn office. Is it possible he knows where Phil Leotardo is? I want to try to avoid any more of my guys getting hurt. I'm just saying, if you heard anything from your pal.
I haven't.
I figured maybe money sent to the Middle East.
You're overreaching.
Yeah, I don't think he has any play here. What rickety old house is this?
It's where,
Oh,
yep.
She smelled that odor too.
Well, your model will fix all that.
Maybe it's toxic. Maybe we shouldn't be breathing it.
It's not toxic. The owners were what, 90 years old? It's piss.
I got to get home.
Gross.
Where is AJ?
No idea. He's supposed to be there with them.
Yeah.
So So's alive still.
Yep.
And this kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
We're just friends.
I know. Nice work.
She's a model.
She's doing some modeling. Right? She's a junior in high school.
What?
She is? She's a junior in high school?
AJ.
Brother, you're going to catch a case.
Bobby's funeral is finally set for Thursday. And you're gonna be there.
How's that supposed to work? I mean, we're all in DEFCON 4, living in separate houses, and we're gonna stand out in the open at a cemetery?
There is always a large FBI presence.
Unbelievable.
Is that a good idea? Like,
Yeah,
is there rules against that? Like mob hit wise?
No, good
funeral
question.
and all that?
Good question. I don't know.
Because if they want to get him,
There it is. Oh, they were watching. Oh. Yeah, we haven't gotten their perspective in a while.
yeah, I'm going to have to get something to eat after this because
Uncle Polly, come sit down.
Yeah, I'll sit with the youth. I'm young at heart, right? Who are you, dear?
Tara Zincon, Bobby's niece.
My condolences.
all right, buddy.
Brother. Speaking of catching a case.
Man just unzips his pants.
Just smirking.
Hey, we were discussing Dream Girls. You see it?
You people are f***ed. You're living in a dream.
Oh, my God.
What rough beast slouches toward Bethlehem to be born?
Huh?
Bush let Al-Qaeda escape.
Oh!
In the mountains. Let's join up. Go kill some f***ing terrorists. It's more noble than watching these jack-off fantasies on TV of how we're kicking their ass. America.
What about it?
I mean, this is still where people come to make it. It's a beautiful idea. And then what do they get? Bling? And come-ons for shit they don't need and can't afford?
You're all over the place. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Thank you. Somebody said it.
AJ's still having his existential crisis out here.
Been having it for
Yeah.
seasons now.
Yeah.
I'm not a mean man.
Right now it's late.
But the television industry today.
That's very light.
Brother, there's nothing in that envelope. There might be $1.
No, the situation ain't all bad. I'm not a green vegetable in over a week.
Twilight
He
Zone.
might die from a heart attack then.
Who does he belong to?
He just showed up during the big storm.
Already caught a mouse down the cellar.
We're gonna meet Paulie down the hospital, visit Sil. You wanna come?
Nah, I got shit I gotta do.
He's really afraid to leave, right?
And they're sensing his fear, and that definitely doesn't inspire courage.
No one knows where our friend is.
It's not that there's no word. It's that there's no progress.
Nobody's taking this lightly, Phil.
He should have been done first.
Maybe
What? You talking about reaching out?
We can't go back. Are you out of your f***ing mind?
No, I know.
Then what'd you say it for?
I didn't, Phil. You did.
You think he's gonna get hit?
When this is over, we're gonna sit down.
Me and you.
I hope so.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I said I hope.
Looks like it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, we're gonna sit down, blah blah blah. I don't know. Someone might get to him first.
Pick him off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I see. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to see anybody but Phil's crew pulling out here. The Janice? Oh yikes!
Outside in this weather with the blanket. Yeah.
Want pastry?
Need to watch my weight. Need to snag another husband.
Bro, how did I know she was gonna say that?
You're the only one who realized that's a joke.
They're really good at jokes, not gonna lie.
Thank you for being here.
So what happens now?
Well, Robert's already said he wants to go live with his aunt.
What about Sophia?
Nika is my daughter. She's very much into her older sister. Sophia's out of her mind if she thinks she's getting out of this house.
Is that a joke? Because that one even got by me.
Oof. So you're gonna hold Sophia hostage just because your daughter likes her?
That's what it sounds like.
You need anything, you know, 1 minute away. Yeah.
Multiple calls traced back to a payphone in Oyster Bay, Long Island.
What?
Wow.
Where's the phone at exactly?
Gas station, most likely.
Gas station.
He's lammed out. He may not be able to put his hands on a clean cell phone.
All right, listen, thanks.
Wow.
Oh, he's having an affair?
Probably.
Or it looks like he's sleeping with another cop.
To get information, or is it just
And-
straight?
Well,
Was that not the friend in the Brooklyn office? Maybe.
maybe.
Con you into thinking you're the one.
Oh my God.
He's on that Bob Dylan, man.
The OG sad boy.
Timeless.
Don't do it. Please tell me she's a junior in high school because she got held back.
I would hope so.
I really hope so. Because I don't know how to feel about this otherwise.
Yeah.
But though the masters.
No. Someone said.
Someone said no. Yikes. Junior in high school is like 17. Is that not?
Yeah.
Oh, is car overheating?
Yeah.
Overheating.
There's smoke.
Smoke coming out.
Oh, yikes. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
It's on fire.
Okay, I can see the fire.
Yeah, at least they got out.
Jesus.
How the heck did that happen?
Oh, Christ, I parked and leave.
Pretty criticized.
Wow.
At least my gas tank was practically empty.
Good Lord.
How many fucking times have I told you? It's an SUV. Watch where you park off-road. The catalytic converter in the dry vegetation.
Oh, I see.
You can grill fucking steaks on that converter. I told you.
If there was children playing in those leaves, you'd have run them over.
I guess.
Well, you gonna get cute now?
I was just answering her question.
Dad, he wasn't being funny.
You mind your own goddamn business. Unless you want some of this too.
Okay, tough guy.
Fat mouth.
What'd you say?
I am depressed. I'm supposed to go around looking for piles of leaves?
You wanna hit the press? $30,000 for that car.
Isn't that what you have insurance for?
Oh, excuse me? You're not getting another one.
Actually, that's good. It'll force me to take the bus.
What?
We have to break our dependence on foreign oil.
Oh, my God.
Facts, AJ. Facts.
George, it's Anthony. I just left your friend, the son, crying the blues over the situation between you and that Alfred over there.
Well, that's why I'm calling. I need you to reach out to the little guy.
He's not happy with Phil neither.
I know. You're not part of that family. What I'm thinking, you'd supply a neutral location. Guarantee everybody's safety.
I could do that.
Huh.
Who was he talking to just now?
Y'all know who he was talking to?
Was it George? Did he say that?
He said George. This feels like a movie. I don't know what about it, but it does.
What are they going to do here? I'm confused.
We started it. We got a dead Guman in Queens and her old Ukrainian father.
I'm sorry to say, was an insecure guy. And he created a constant tension within his own family, which spilled over. Go ahead, Carmine. George was good enough to broker this meeting for us. You're just gonna sit there?
Didn't have to be this way. We agree. It's gone too far. Phil, I don't know. It's changed.
That noise. Someone coming in?
We'll back off.
My price is you help us get a location on Phil.
Dang, so they're teaming up now to get Phil?
I think this is BS.
I can't go there. Well, you do what you gotta do.
One more thing. You hit my brother-in-law.
So?
This is my sister we're talking about. She's got to see something out of this.
We'll come up with a number?
I don't know.
I don't think that. I think this is. No. I can't tell who's playing who because this could just be a ruse to lead to something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah. They're moving back home, so he probably feels safe. That's a little bit crazy, I'm not going to lie.
Because that last conversation with Phil, it didn't feel like...
Yeah.
This ain't good.
Get him the out. These are snakes with fur.
This cat has to be a symbol of something.
I know. It's a cute cat, though.
You want to be wearing this pelt on your head? I said get rid of him.
Leave him. He's a good guy.
Tony with his animals, man.
Yeah, he does. He does love his animals.
Yeah, so the last conversation that dude had with Phil over the phone did not seem like he was about to turn on him or anything like that, but...
What is this? Oh.
No payphone.
Only thing that stuck out for me from that scene was I saw premium for $2.54 a gallon. Yeah.
Uncle June, I want to show you something. Bobby and my baby.
Janice.
No, I'm Janice. That's my little girl. Her name's Domenica.
Sweet as she looks, she left my stove on purpose.
You know this guy's still kicking it today?
Yeah, I know, dude. It's
wow.
Yeah, still around.
I'm afraid I have bad news. Bobby's dead.
Ambassador Hotel.
You're Bobby. Bobby Bacalari. I'm a widow now.
Sorry, I should laugh, but like the fact that they just had no reaction or sympathy for her because they just didn't get it.
You're not even curious about him?
Yeah.
He can fucking rot.
Oh.
New therapist?
Yeah.
Hello!
Bro. Any moment they're alone like this.
I know.
Carlo!
At the Bing, too.
With no ladies?
Yeah.
Hey, I had a meeting down here with Carlo this morning. We're supposed to go see Butch and Dom on a couple of items. Carlo didn't show. And he don't answer his phones, neither.
Uh-oh.
I'll call you back on the prepaid.
I thought he was thinking about jumping up on the stage.
What are you thinking?
That maybe we were had. That this fucking Butch is taking out another ranking guy.
What if he flipped?
Who? Carlo?
Well? You there?
His kid. The imbecile.
Jason.
He got picked up yesterday, Patsy told me. For selling ecstasy.
Man, they're gonna be here in... Miss Hunter.
Hunter, we haven't seen her in forever.
Whoa.
Oh my God, when was it? It was right around when you quit college.
I was kicked out for partying and drunk driving.
Well, I didn't want to say, but, well, that was always you.
That's a crazy way to say hi.
Second year of med school, though.
Completed undergrad at Purchase. Got my act together.
Wow.
Yes, they're going to be here, Meadow.
Wow.
Oh, got him. Got
Humble
him.
pie. Humble pie.
And we may still snag her over at the firm when she's done with law school.
No kidding?
We went out to dinner with Stephen Grubman, and the subject came up.
Stephen was very impressed with her work at the Poverty Law Center. Even got into starting salaries. He was talking 170.
Jesus, sweetheart. That's fantastic.
170? That time? Dang.
That is crazy.
We're defending James Trifolio, the county commissioner, in those corruption charges.
Is that your case, honey?
Bid rigging. It's got bagman whores. It's fascinating.
Are you implicated in that somehow, brother?
Oh, that's gotta be Paulie. Oh.
Wow. This is a cute cat, but the fact that it's ominously staring at Christopher is...
Sometimes most of the day just stares at Chrissy's picture.
Oh,
I had an aunt. Her cat would only sit at the exact corners of the table staring out, or at the intersection of two walls staring in.
this f***ing animal's history today.
Sorry, I can't. Oh my God.
No.
Tony walks starts sweeping.
Look at him staring at that dead kid. Gives me the f***ing creeps. What kind of name is that for an Italian?
I was named after Mr. Bobby Darin, Walden Robert Casoto.
I want you to skipper that thing.
Really?
That thing is one big ATM machine. It's all our construction with New York. Falls right into your kick.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I thought you'd be pleased I didn't hand you a diagnosis of the clap.
With due respect, I'd like to just mull it a little. I'm no spring chicken no more. I don't want to have me dying on you, leaving you worse off than before.
Oh, you with the dead thing. You got the arms and upper body of a 20-year-old.
I gotta work at that. And I had the prostate.
All right, sure. I'm a little biffled, but yeah, sit with it.
Thanks, D. This means everything. Your faith to me.
I feel like that is some indictment to like working under him as a boss or captain. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that shot.
Oh my gosh.
Mid-60s, probably used to payphones.
That's Phil's guy. They have no idea what this dude is.
I'm gonna join the army.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Did you sign any shit?
No, but this week I will. I gotta do a Rhiannon first.
Rhiannon? What about your mother?
Her too.
Are you nuts? You want to get sent to Iraq?
Afghanistan. The army's probably good for my career.
You don't have a career.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My ultimate goal is to qualify for helicopter pilot training. Afterwards, go to work for Trump or somebody.
This man wants to pilot Air Force One.
Gonna join the fucking army.
What a way to bring that up.
The lack of reaction was crazy, and the cut to this was wild.
Yeah. She's just glad to be back in her luxury.
Right.
Maybe the army'd be great for him if there wasn't a war going on. Oh, I didn't tell you. He spent $200 on a set of CDs that teach Arabic.
No.
Christ, come on, shish kebab. What else do you need to know?
He used to just veg in front of that TV.
He says he wants to get past the hate, focus it only on the terrorists. I really can't reveal much more.
Right. Even though we're paying.
Yep, that's how therapy works.
This whole therapy thing, I gotta tell you, my mother was a borderline personality. So what? I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Well, I did not have a very happy childhood.
No?
Oh, is he missing therapy?
There was little love in the house.
He's mentioned your mother very briefly.
Very difficult woman. You see, I never could please my mother.
Oh.
You know what really turned me? Seeing the way Italians are treated. It's like Mom says. And if we can have our rights trampled like that, imagine what it's like for recent arrivals.
Well...
If I hadn't seen you dragged away all those times by the FBI, then I'd probably be a boring suburban doctor.
Oh. Is he realizing right then she has a way too idealistic vision of him and their family? Oh.
Bye-bye. Wave bye-bye, Grandpa.
Uh-oh.
Bye-bye, Papa.
Think they found him?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think they found him.
Tell the goddamn pharmacist to call Dr. Iaconis. I should get a 60-day supply of the plasma.
Least shocking hit.
It was this guy, too.
Got him. Is that Walden?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, the babies.
My baby!
Oh my gosh.
How'd the door get locked?
Oh my gosh.
Run him over too.
Oh my gosh.
Help me, please!
Oh!
He's gonna stop it. Don't worry.
Nope.
Oh, just kidding. He'll go right over.
Oh, shit!
Oh my God, that is insane. These cuts are so jarring, by the way, bro. They're so like just all over the place.
Okay, Phil's gone. Wow.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
That was easier than I thought, I guess.
You're gonna win this thing.
We're gonna win this thing. Oh my God, he's on the Jersey side. This man is. We're gonna win this thing. Here we go, Tony. Here we go.
As your parents, we don't feel joining the Army is in your best interest.
This country is in a crisis.
How can one soldier stop it?
When my enlistment's up, I could join the CIA or something. And with a military background, I'd have a leg up. And as an Arabic speaker, I'd be really useful.
I don't understand. You're gonna ask the Donald for some time off from your pilot job to go on CIA missions?
Everything's a joke to you.
I'm not having a good time.
Did you or did you not want me to go to military school?
This is true. Forgot about that.
You have terrible grades. You flunked out of college.
Here we go. That's all this is about, right?
No, Anthony, that's not what this is all about. You don't want to go to college, don't go to college. But don't get your legs blown off.
Always with the drama.
Not that long ago, you talked about owning a club.
Right. You got a problem with that, too?
A lot of your friends are in film school, you say, especially the ones you used to go to the clubs with.
Yeah, those dudes suck. I don't think you want him hanging out with those guys.
So I got this screenplay from Danny Baldwin. I met at your cousin's movie. Danny hoped I'd set him up with some financing, and I never read it.
Well, you did now.
But long story short, it's about a private detective that got sucked into the internet through his data port, and he's got to solve some murders of some virtual prostitutes.
Yo.
Cleaver is a better plot than that, brother.
In developing it through his company.
He does porn.
He did Cleaver. He's branching out.
You would work for his producer, Inga. You would be, what is the word, development executive on this project.
Really?
Well, it piqued his interest in something.
And you get some real-world experience under your belt, you come see me, and we will talk about me investing in a club. Run that past Rahuni. See what she says.
Rahuni.
It took AJ wanting to join the military for him to whip out this script and like think of this big idea to
They want him to be a Nepo baby so bad. It's crazy.
Bro, why didn't you do this when he was like depressed and suicidal or even way before that? When he was flunking out of school and
smacking that ketchup bottle.
Giving that ketchup a beating.
My hunch, 80 to 90% chance you'll be indicted.
Shocker.
Plus interstate fraud. And if Carlos starts talking homicide...
Facts.
I don't think there's any ketchup in that
before,
bottle, bro.
Is this before the plastic bottles are squeezed?
No, they definitely existed, but...
Still. Dang. It's got a
chest tube?
Trachea or whatever.
Yeah, whatever they call that, yeah.
Breathing tube.
Oh, that's a Little Miss Sunshine.
Home Dead.
That's a great film.
So?
Polly with the reflector
thing. Yeah, what's new?
I'm gonna pass.
I don't f***ing believe this.
Every guy who ran that crew died prematurely.
Oh, come on.
I beat cancer once. You got no idea what that does to you.
Yeah, I know, but Jesus, you got
Richie April, Ralphie M.I.A., Vito, and who knows what the f*** with Carlo and Gigi.
Gigi died taking a shit.
Doesn't mean it's not part of an overall pat.
You know what? He kind of has a point.
Yeah, that thing's
Well, you
cursed.
deny yourself life-changing money? A package to leave your niece who has MS? No, it's like your bullshit with the cat.
Oh, jeez.
He's not looking at Christopher. A rat died in the wall back there with some shit.
I moved the picture. The f***ing thing came to the new spot and stared.
Damn.
You staring at Christopher?
The abstract shapes or something.
The abstract shapes.
Don't peer pressure Polly into this.
No, damn.
Since he's dead, my gambling luck's done a 180.
Oh, okay. It's fine for you to believe that shit, but I can't worry about a jinx.
True.
Right.
I never told this to another living soul, but one time at the Bing, I was alone to meet Eddie Lind. I saw the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's why he kept looking, I think.
Why didn't you say something? Strippers, we could have had a shrine. Sold holy water in gallon jugs. Could have made millions.
What a jackass.
I tell you something deep in my heart, and you laugh it off?
I'm not saying there's nothing out there, Paulie. But to not live your life? What the f*** are you going to do? Hey, you don't want the job, you don't want the job. I can put Patsy in there.
No.
Prick. You always know what to say to me, don't you?
I'm serious.
Huh.
I'm sure he doesn't want Patsy in that position. He's like, I don't want to take it, but I don't want anybody else to have it either.
Right.
He's going to take it.
I live but to serve you, my liege.
And he's gonna die.
Yep.
Has to be.
He's scared shitless right now.
Yep.
Oh my god. It's interesting that it's like orange cat instead of like a black cat.
There's no real public transport out here. But I said, no more SUV.
Oh my god, no way.
Oh, he got a BMW?
Yeah.
An M3, bro?
Of course. They had to get it for him, bro.
Yo, he's going to high school to pick up his girl. We've seen that script. Yeah. We've seen that many times in real life as well. It's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Still don't think he's in the clear, bro.
Bro, this
Even
is...
with Phil gone.
Oh, no, I mean, well, clearly he just had the conversation about being indicted, so I'm sure that's the next shoe to drop.
Oh no. I'm talking about somebody having a hit after him, not even the FBI and shit. I feel like he's still not in the clear.
Maybe.
I was gonna go see Junior.
Junior's gonna try to stab him.
See if he remembers him.
Hello. Well, you don't recognize me?
We used to play catch.
You don't remember that you shot me? But enough with the fucking birds. I'm Anthony, Johnny's son.
You want a boutonniere?
Don't bully Junior here. He's
listen
helpless.
Uncle Pat came to see me about Janice, about your money.
People keep asking me. I don't know. There's a man from another galaxy that came here.
Another galaxy?
Any money should go to Bobby Bacala's kids. Now, Janice may not do that, but Bobby was with us. He's a made guy. Wouldn't be right.
Me, I never had kids.
You remember where your stash is? You let Uncle Pat know. Me, as the head of the family, I'll hold on to it as a guardian. Bobby's kids. You remember Bobby?
Sure.
You don't know who I am, do you? You remember Johnny? Johnny boy? Your kid brother?
Jeez, you forgot everything.
This thing of ours.
I was involved with that?
You and my dad. You two ran North Jersey.
We did?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
That's so sad to see.
Dang, that was really
Junior
sad.
like that. Yeah.
That was really sad. Don't stop believing.
A lonely place. Huh. Something's giving me an uneasy feeling about this.
I think he dies right here.
Chill, Charlie. Chill.
Like he gets pinched. Oh, there they are.
Oh, Carmelo.
Don't stop
Oh, wait, yeah,
believing.
this was the thumbnail. We saw this at one point. That's a cool, like a jukebox controller right at the table. Living in a lonely world. Something feels wrong about this. I think he's going to get pinched right here.
That's what
Stop it, bro. Stop, yo. Don't be.
I don't know. But they keep cutting to that guy.
It's the cops,
Yeah.
I think. Like, I think it's the...
He's gonna get arrested.
Arrested, yeah. That's what I think.
I think that's a hitman.
Think so?
You think it's a hit?
Oh, shit.
EJ.
I just hear great things about him. Oh, dude, this is not good. Classic.
It's before backup cams.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, this is
The whole family.
Yeah, he's...
You think maybe he is gonna get arrested? I don't know.
It was work today.
I'm doing is getting coffee and placing English phone calls.
You may not realize it, but you are making contacts.
It's an entry-level job.
Focus on the good times.
Don't be sarcastic.
Isn't that what you said one time? Try and remember the times that were good?
I did?
Yeah.
I don't even want to look. I'm scared.
But the use of music here is so good.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Meadow.
Meadow.
Find another spot.
You gotta get her back to driving school.
This direction is great.
Yeah,
it's like he's directing
telling
this
you,
so
like,
well.
They don't know where to make you look.
Good Lord, Meadow.
Good.
Careful. Huh? Is that on purpose?
Nope.
Ain't no way.
What the hell just happened?
What happened?
The episode just...
What?
Huh?
Wait, what, bro? Wait. What?
Don't worry, bro. Rick Astley is gonna come out.
No way. No way.
This show.
What is that? Wow. What is Charlie's quote? Charlie, what is your quote that you said for Severance?
I don't remember.
Come on.
What are you talking
Your
about?
quote.
I don't know.
Are you writing for your character or are you writing for your audience?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hate and I love the choice at the same time.
Oh, no, run it back. Run it back. I'm being so serious. Run it back. Run it back. I'm being so serious. Run it back.
I love it and I hate
Run
it
it back.
at the same time.
Run it back.
To what spot?
Just right there. Just right there.
Like right here?
Like, what?
All I'm doing is getting coffee and placing English phone calls.
You may not realize it, but you are making contacts.
It's an entry-level job. So buck up.
This I feel like they put in here just to like make us anxious. Because I'm like, okay,
the whole last 2 minutes is a troll. It's a troll.
They leave you like
this is.
I
must say,
because you don't know. It's like, oh,
this is brilliant.
Is he gonna get pinched? Is he gonna
this
get
is
hit?
Brilliant.
Who's gonna do it?
This
is it the two dudes that walked in at the end? Is it the first guy? Are they there to do anything?
Don't stop.
Meadow comes in and then boom. That's I thought it broke.
We were all like, wait, what?
Because I downloaded this, okay, legally. And so I thought
oh
somebody
my gosh, Tony Tuesday,
the final.
Charlie, how you feeling? Abe, how you feeling?
It's I don't know. Like it's one of those things that I think I'm not like processing right away, but as I like think about it and take time, it'll hit me. Be like, dang, that was 2 years of my life experience there, and all the theory. I'm sure. Oh, I'm so happy now. I can go through freaking Reddit, like Sopranos Reddit, and I can look at all the stuff online that I would always hit like not interested on, so that I don't get spoilers. Now I can dive deep into all of it. I'm sure there's a billion theories about this ending, so I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah,
find out more.
Yeah.
But a question I have, Abe. After watching 6 seasons and spending almost 2 years of our lives watching this show, I think my main question is, what do you think that final moment captured? What is it? What is the significance of it to you?
That is a great question. I don't know that I have that answer for you. I'm not going to lie to you, and I don't know if people
that's the answer that I have. Like that's
my answer. I don't know that it. I don't exactly know what it captured because it's on first watch, and I felt 1,000% caught off guard that is the way that they ended that show, because we sat here positing how the show was going to end so many damn times about, is he going to get pinched? Is he going to get killed? Are the people around him going to die? Is it going to end with him getting convicted? And that moment there didn't do any of those things. And I guess the question is, does that serve a better purpose than what we had imagined? And if so, what is that purpose? Like, what did that capture? I don't know the answer to that question, to be quite honest with you. I would love to hear what you guys think, especially you, because you went off saying you loved it. So I need to know your thoughts and why it is that you think that. Because I'll be straight up blunt and honest. I'm not a person that holds my reactions back like that. Like, my first initial reaction is like, that's it. Because of all of the buildup and everything that we've experienced. And that's just me as a person. I'm not like, I didn't feel like it needed to end a very specific way or not, but it genuinely felt anticlimactic. Like, that is just my visceral exact reaction to what I've witnessed. Especially with everything there. I mean, I have to give it to David Chase. Like, incredible. Yeah, he's an absolute demon. Like, absolute #1 troll that I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Like Rickroll doesn't even come close. Like, that shit right there was the most like dangled the carrot. Goodbye. It's not there anymore. Like, that is what I'm feeling in this moment. Could I have completely different reaction as I digest more the trajectory of the narrative in the season and what happened in this final episode? Yeah, it can definitely shift, and it can shift through the conversation that I have. I'm not ready to write this off, but that is the initial feeling that I have. What about you?
The reason why I loved it a lot, I found it very brilliant, is because now it allows us to kind of imagine what we think that final ending is. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you. You know, I've built it for you. Now it's your turn. What do you think Tony's trajectory is? Where do you think Tony's trajectory is? Where's his life heading? And I think we have to look at the first episode of the entire show to then go back to this one. Because I think that first episode, tells us exactly where we were heading with Tony's ending. And I don't know. I think I found it brilliant because of that. Because it's like now not that I haven't fully processed and I don't have everything, you know. The reason why I loved it is because of that. Is because now I have to sit with my thoughts and I have to understand why did he end it this way?
Mm-hmm.
Why? And I think there is a very specific reason as to why he did it. And I love it so much.
What's the reason?
That's the thing that I'm hearing you say that and I don't believe it because
Yeah.
I have not heard anybody here yet say like this is the
I don't know.
This is the message that we were.
I don't know.
To be given.
I don't know the message. I'm just saying it's like now we just have to.
I have to read this chat because this person here, I can't read your full name.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul spoiled us in terms of ending. I think I'm gonna tell you, like in terms of what wraps up a story and puts a bow on it and gives you and allows you still to have, like those stories still allow you to have interpretations of what you thought of that character in that moment and why they got to where they got to and all that stuff. So there is still interpretation to be had. But in terms of what this did not do for me is give me a general direction of where to think and I am struggling to like pull together in David Chase's brain outside of like I'm just gonna troll the hell out of everybody who's been waiting for this big finale, like what he was trying to do. Like genuinely, that is my feeling. And people can absolutely disagree with me. Like I understand this is a goated television show and people love it and all that, but like outside of like genuinely just trying to troll, I am struggling to understand the need for that. But that's me. I would love to hear from y'all. Because I just was expecting something completely different.
You were expecting something to be. Were you expecting it to be? I don't think you were necessarily expecting it for it to be wrapped in a bow, but you're expecting it to some conclusion, like have.
Yeah, I mean, like I was expecting for us to get some completion in the narrative of the characters that were built, and I do not feel like we got that. Like I don't feel like. You know, we and maybe that's part of the rationale, right? Maybe it's part of like, oh, you were expecting these characters to grow? No, like that's just not going to happen. Like Tony is still going to be Tony. He's still going to,
life continues.
Life continues.
Goes on.
I think that AJ, we basically, part of what I saw in this episode was us getting. To a point where maybe AJ was going to have this growth moment and get some independence and go to a place where he was going to learn discipline, and his parents essentially stunted his growth because they didn't like the answer that he was giving them, and decided to throttle him for one reason or another. And that to me was significant, and I understand that in that moment we got the development is like. This family environment is not conducive to you actually growing and changing your ways or anything like that. Because I don't think that any of these characters actually have evolved. If we keep it a buck from day one to now, it feels like we got these same characters that have just lived a lifetime and have seen some shit. But their initial, who they are at their core has not changed. That is how I feel. Do y'all feel differently?
No, I could say that.
I could say that. I can see that for sure.
You can see it through see it through a lot of people's different like all the different family members, like what they're doing in the moment. So, well, I don't really know how I would argue that for Meadow, but for Carmela, for example, when Tony goes and is like telling her he wants to join the army, She has not a care in the world to look in her face, and she's just enjoying her bubble bath. She's back in her luxurious home, whereas before she had to stay, you know, in that beach house, and it was like smelly and whatever. And she just wanted to be back home in her comfort and her luxury.
And as soon as she was unbothered.
Unbothered.
Yeah.
But then she
Couldn't
did
care
turn
less.
on her. But then she turned on her mother pants, and she was like, "Wait, no, we don't want you to go to the army."
No, of course, but like,
Sure.
but you're showing that she, to her core, is still very much materialist.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
And I think that's part of the reason why she doesn't want him going out there. It's like, I don't want you to get your legs blown off. Like, I want you to be safe. I want you to learn discipline and self-sufficiency, but not that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they have a very specific way of parenting and wanting them to be specific people. I like this person said exactly like Succession. I do think that's fair. I think that there's a lot of that in Succession where like character, although I do think that there are characters who progress. I think Tom in Succession is one that you can't ignore the progression from beginning to end. But I do think Meadow is the same. And I'll tell you one specific thing I actually really liked about this episode is when Meadow is talking to her dad about, you know, her job choices, she then goes back to like, well, you see how they treat Italians, like how they've treated you and all this stuff. And Tony's reaction is like very limited. And it's almost like he wants to correct her and be like, what I got from it is like, maybe a little bit of that is deserved. But like, she's been so brainwashed in this world of like, no, the FBI and the government is who is, you know, it's the classic like white collar trope of like the government is after us. Big government is just coming after, you know, Italian people, honest Italian Americans who want to make a living in this country. And her dad was like, you know what? I'm not going to correct you on this one because if you were a little girl, I probably would have, you know, this is what I've instilled in you. And I think that was actually pretty significant to show a very similar thing. Although she did go through a kind of roller coaster of like, you know, learning about the mob and how that changed her view of her father, and in general, how that like made her feel, I guess, a little bit ostracized from them. But then she made it all the way back after dating. You know, now she's with Patrick, who's also in this family, and like things just make sense in this perfect little world for them, right? They all get to buy into this world that they live in that revolves around killing and stealing and infidelity and lies and breaking the law, and they all just they're okay with it. Maybe that's the message.
Maybe that is the message.
I've been yapping for a while. Give me y'all's thoughts.
It's the Ea Vida, man. It's the Ea Vida motto. Like, I'm being so serious. That's life. I think that's what we got from this. It's like Gabe was talking about. Life goes on. We don't.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say it's like that. I don't know if it's a saying or like a belief, but I've heard before like people don't change. Like who you are to your core, that does not change. Like you might evolve, you might grow, you might learn things, whatever, and you might behave differently in certain situations, but who you are as a person is embedded into your core, and you do not change.
That's fair. I do think that who you are to your core has certain consequences, right? I think that we did not see those consequences, like to the full extent.
Not yet.
Well, not at all. We're never going to see it.
It's more about we can imagine it.
Yeah, what you imagine is going to happen after the fact. So, for me, I'm like, I totally understand. Like, if the message of the show is that these characters don't change to their core, that is a valid way to end this. I think that I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
It's. I'm not saying that is what I think is what's happening here, but I'm just saying, I'm just arguing for the fact of, you know, that side of the belief, because I have heard that people say that before, like, oh, people don't change. So I don't necessarily believe that, but if that's what Chase is trying to show, I think he did a good job, because by the end of it, you pretty much see that they're all in the same spot.
I think it's depending on your environment. I think that is.
Of course, look at their environment.
We talked about that a lot too.
I think that's a conversation that we've had consistently. Like, the only way that we see some sort of significant change, some sort of significant shift, is if they completely remove themselves from this mob mentality and this mob life. And that's, I think, at its core, I think what I saw is that's what we saw is that's never going to happen.
Yeah, and I think the significance of like them being in a diner, them being at a place like a regular Sunday dinner with family, just like at a diner, and the fact that everything is happening around them. Like Phil just died, Sill's in the hospital. There's rumors that Tony's gonna get indicted. Just talking about how Carlo, or Tony's talking about how Carlo is probably gonna be the one who's informing. Like all this stuff should lead everything to be like a disaster, but all you see is calm. All you hear is "Don't stop believing," and it's a normal Sunday, and that is the life that they have chosen to live. And you get used to the chaos of it.
Yeah,
if you have been embedded in this for so long.
The way I'm seeing that ending, and I love how Chase just used the thing with Meadow, like trying to parallel park, as like a way to just drive up the anxiety and the frustration in the audience.
Yep.
The way that I see it as of right now is this is how Tony's life is going to be for the rest of his life. He just eliminated his biggest, enemy, his biggest threat. He lost a lot of people that he loved in the process. He's here with his family, but he always has to have eyes on the back of his head. And he's always watching who's coming through that door to make sure that he's not, in a bad position to either get pinched or get hit or whatever.
Yep.
Even when Meadow is coming through the door.
Yeah.
He like looks and whatever.
And you're right. That scene is very
yeah.
deliberately directed that way to have you look through Tony's point of view of like, not just his point of view of where he's looking, but the way that it's directed is giving you so much misdirection, and like the threat can come from here, the threat can come from here, something's going to happen in this area, and it really isn't. But that is the paranoia that now Tony has to continue
living. We
living.
barely get POVs of Tony. I can't really remember moments that we get POVs of Tony like that throughout this entire series. If so, when we get to our audience, if someone can point me to moments that we've got his point of view, but
we have in some places the laughing, the like in cases like that where Chase wants you as the viewer to really get into Tony's head and experience what he's experiencing.
But in that way, it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
That part of that ending I really appreciated upon reflection.
And he's never going to truly live in peace because he's always going to have to be on the lookout.
And none of them will.
Yeah, none of them. He's always going to have to be protecting his family. He's probably going to have another situation where he's like, I need you guys to leave the house just for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's under control and all that stuff. So it's a tough life to live when you're the boss and this is what you chose to do, and also kind of grew into it, right? His family was already part of it. His dad was part of it. It's a tough and rough life and business.
Yeah,
the mafia.
And then do you think that's just us assuming that, since he's always going to have eyes in the back of his head, sideways everywhere, he's just always going to have to be looking, then can we assume that he dies? Like,
sure.
And like he's dead soon?
Sure. He goes to prison.
Goes to prison. Like is that the reflection?
I think the point.
Yeah,
I think the point of that ending is for you to feel exactly how Tony feels. The anxiety is so much. It's like, and the unsureness is so much that it could go anywhere. You know, it's like I could be arrested tomorrow, or I could die right here in this restaurant. Like all things are possible. All options are possible. Like Doctor Strange or whatever. Like, I saw a billion possibilities and only one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I in the moment I like hated it. So I was like,
same.
Well, I hated and loved it at the same time, which is a weird feeling because
I laughed in appreciation because I was like, of course, good job, guys. Trolled.
But I'm looking at it too, and I'm like, dude, if I were writing this or if I were directing this, I would have made the same choice. I would have just cut to black. And I've done that in another project that I did many, many years ago, where it's very much misdirecting the audience at the end, and then it's just kind of phases out. Which is a recipe to piss people off. for
Absolutely.
sure.
And it's a recipe to get people talking, and like especially for a show that had such a chokehold on American television and worldwide television. You know, it's a way to continue discourse for decades after the fact.
I think
as we are.
There's been studies on American television because of this ending.
Yeah,
that is the value of doing an ending like that.
Oh yeah.
You might people might not like it, but it's going to get talked about forever.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Listen, I will not, what I won't do is sit here and take any merit away from Chase, this show, and how it came to be. There is nothing that I could say that will take away the merit of this, of what we just saw. Whether or not it, scratches my itch as far as what I love in TV and narrative-driven shows and character building and character development is a completely different story. So I'm trying to balance both sides of that, but it 100% is true that the fact that people are still talking about this to this day, the fact that he chose probably the most controversial way to end it, is you got to have balls to be able to do that. And he did it, and you can't take that away from him.
I wonder, the HBO executives who were in that room when he probably showed them that final script.
They probably went insane.
They were probably like, "Are you serious?"
They probably had a lot
I bet
of...
you they walked out, bro. There were so many people that just walked out.
That writer's room was, probably a lot of...
People were flipping tables in there.
Yep. But Esco said, funny enough, after sitting on this ending for years, I couldn't see it ending any other way now.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
looking
valid.
at it and I'm like, based off of where they structured the show and where we are, right before that ending, what other thing could you do that would leave people talking about it or satisfied or whatever? Tony gets arrested, show ends. All right.
Because that's something, but then it's like, we called it. That's going to happen.
You see Tony get killed.
Oh, yep. We called that happening.
Yeah.
So I think, I think it just...
You leave it up to interpretation
It adds a lot more discussion, a lot more, a lot more value to the way that Chase ended it.
That's fair. I do think, I think that he could have ended it the same way and done so maybe less abruptly. That could have added just an additional layer to it. Because, the way that it ended just felt so cold.
Cold, okay.
And abrupt. 100% abrupt.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Black.
And boom. That's that. It's like the Russian. You don't know what happened to him. 100%.
Exactly.
It's like Pine Barrens. That man is still running.
The Russian could have been the one walking through the door right there instead of Meadow at that
100%.
moment. We could.
Yeah.
Anything. Aliens. Bro.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Aliens.
No, 100%.
Tony, you got probed.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm surprised. I honestly thought that Phil was going to get to Tony. I thought he was going to come out the victorious one in this war, but yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him get picked off.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then the car running over his face. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. That was a crazy way
Is that
to go.
supposed to symbolize something? Because I know a lot of the deaths, they would do it, right? And, but that one was an accident, right? But is there some sort of symbolism to that?
What was an accident? You talking about the car running over him?
The car running over him was an accident, right? Because usually they would, they would whack the guy in a symbolic way of you remember the guy that they whacked who was a rat and they stuffed a rat in his mouth? That was the first season. Yeah. Stuff like that. So
how they killed Bobby, for example, like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what is Phil's?
Yeah, you know, I have one thing to say because someone said that Esco said the ending, the Russian, if Ralph killed the horse, David Chase just hates giving fans answers that they want. That to me reminds me. There's this Red Sox baseball player. His name's Tristan Casas. He's a big weirdo, and he's doing his documentary right now. And his thing is he pisses a bunch of people off.
Yes,
But he says like, whatever people want me to do, whatever people don't want me to do, I want to do exactly that. And that is how I feel about David Chase. He's literally like a contrarian. And he's like, oh, they want this? Yeah,
I'm going to give him the complete opposite.
No shot, brother. Yeah, this is what you want? Yeah, get out of here. There's no shot.
Yeah. And I wonder what
I want to know what the hell this man says in his documentary. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he just sat there like this the whole time. Yeah. Did you do this to do that? Hey man, who knows?
What if he trolls in his explanations too?
I would love it. If he's literally just trolling his entire documentary, I'd be like, yo, applause. Like, I have to stand up and applaud.
Yeah, what was the decision to do this? I just felt like it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's wild, yeah. I wonder what the conversations were like in season as this was going.
Yeah.
And if he was just getting annoyed at the audience while he was premiering
I'm sure he was.
And he was like, you know what? We get to this final season, screw everyone.
And listen, I get why showrunners do that. Like, I get it. You probably get so annoyed by people just being like, oh, I bet they're going to do this. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? I'm sure that you just want to, at some point, you're like, shut the hell up. This is my story. And y'all are not going to write this shit for me. So
he probably already had a way that he was going to end it, and that was the way.
Yeah.
And we just didn't know. Yeah. Well, obviously, we didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah.
Do we want to get some people in on this conversation?
I think so.
It's about time?
Yeah, it's about time.
All right. Y'all, you can request to join in and chat.
If you guys want to ask us questions or if you want to talk about what the ending means to you, what the show means to you, let us know. We got one hands up already.
If you want to hate on us, me specifically, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate.
It just says S. I wonder if there's more to the name, but it's just not showing.
Yeah, I'm sure it does because S is Shelby.
S, invite to speak. Let's go. What do we got? Bam.
S.
What's up?
All right, he's muted.
I can't believe I got picked first.
You were the only hand.
I'm so lucky.
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing good. Thanks for hosting this event. This is really fun.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Glad you guys could watch with us. Hope it was fun. Hope we didn't disappoint in the reaction. But yeah.
I just made a weird noise. That was weird. I don't know if someone heard that.
Frog in it?
Yeah, that was so weird.
So what did you think? Sorry, we can't see your full name or whatever you want as your title. What should we call you?
Just Sunpage is fine.
Sunpage?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember the YouTube comments for your audience comments, but I've been on a couple of your videos for the audience comments. My YouTube name is Tristan Summerall.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
That's me.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for commenting and contributing. What do you think of this ending? Or I guess the first time you watched it, what did you think? And what do you think now as you see us discussing it as newbies seeing this for the first time?
Yeah, the first time I watched the ending was a couple years ago, and I feel the exact same way about it as I do today. I think it was absolutely beautiful and haunting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said a couple of minutes ago about how it was cold and abrupt. And I get that you might not like it for that reason, but it's funny because I agree with you, but I love it for that exact same reason.
That's totally fair.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I think...
You go ahead.
I think just the way the whole show was set up to be these over-the-top Italian mobsters doing these horrible things and having these bad consequences play out over their families, and just to have a final episode where you don't do anything explosive or over the top and try to take it back down to reality and show how these are just people, and at the end of the day we're all humans and we're insignificant in the fact that we don't choose our endings. We can't have like a fairy tale ending. People are going to die and people are going to just live their lives as if nothing happened, even though they did horrible things, and we don't really get to decide that, but these consequences just happen naturally and we really have no power over it. And I think that ending really showed how just Tony's life was insignificant in a way that he could have died, he could have went on, and there's really no difference between the two because he has no power to change it. It's whatever. It's just life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the consequences that he has contributed to. Like, there's nothing he can change at that point. He's either going to die or he's going to go to prison, and it ends abruptly and cold. He gets no glory in this ending, right? Like, it's abrupt and cold for that reason. Is that part kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. No, it's a good way to look at it. And you know what? Like I am open to my thoughts and feelings changing as I think about this a little bit more. And you know, it's hard to come away with the show that we've been watching for 2 whole years and be like, holy shit, that was just so abrupt. But there's definitely a lot to think about, and I think Chase did that deliberately for people to have these sorts of conversations, and so that people can have differing opinions for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Anything else you wanted to add?
Nope, that was pretty much it. Thank you guys for letting me talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for contributing, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate talking to you.
Oh,
my bad.
Charlie.
My bad. Sorry.
We'll slap
My
Charlie
bad.
later.
Trigger finger.
Who's next?
Wrong one.
Anybody else want to get in here? Sorry. No, we're good.
We got one.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't see it. It says no requests. Yeah, no requests. Oh,
Right
there it is.
There you go.
Here we go.
Yeah, we got P. Whoever P is. Paulie.
Yeah, Paulie.
Excuse me, guys. Yeah, you can just call me Nate. That's fine.
Nate. How's it going, Nate?
Going well. I appreciate this event. I'm gonna basically reiterate what the previous Sun page said. I really appreciate you putting these like events and types of things for the fans and shit. You know, obviously. So yeah, the ending was kind of like, obviously, I think I had Abe's reaction where you kind of just have to smile and just accept the fact, like, okay, well, there's nothing Chase. I mean, there's nothing we can do as fans. We kind of just have to accept what Chase gave to us as that final product. And honestly, I don't mind it. Like, obviously, because we're still here talking about it, still years and years later. And honestly, what is it? I look forward to doing more, like, I guess, in-depth research and like kind of like just doing a little bit more in dive into how this show was made, because I feel like this is still going to be talked about even after, you know, we're old and stuff. So
yeah absolutely. And by the way, we're super happy to host these things, and we love when you guys interact, whether it's this way or comments or whatever. I mean, I think that in modern contemporary television, the viewer is so used to maybe some of the stuff that I talked about, which is like wrapping it all up in a bow and it has to be this perfect ending that contributes something, right? But there's a bravery that comes with doing something like this, right?
Right.
Where you don't give the audience exactly what it is that they think or they want. And the fact that people are still talking about this, and the fact that people who have seen this already want to see other people talk about this ending because they know how jarring it is, I think, you know, again, it just accomplishes probably exactly what David Chase was trying to do. So you can't.
I was gonna add too that I kind of felt almost similar to how Severance, the season 2 finale was for Severance. That's kind of how I felt about that too. Where I was like, I kind of initially disliked it, but then afterwards you kind of you know, after you set your emotions aside, you're like, okay, well, let me process this, and you start to like get point of views from the actors, the director, the creators of the show, and you're like, okay, like once you see that perspective, you kind of can basically be like, okay, well, I can see that now, and I can accept it, you know, like it's fine. Like you can almost even appreciate it more as well. And honestly, I'm loving the fact that we still have like creators of like in this like film and TV that are not afraid to basically not listen to the audience and just create what they want to create and be like, granted, they're like, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. So yeah.
Very true. The end of the second season of Severance pissed off a lot of people.
It really did.
And I'm sure this show probably pissed people off even more.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious to see other like reactions to the ending of that.
People were saying,
I'm so ready to see other
if you look at other people's like other reactors on YouTube, you'll basically get the reaction you guys got. A lot of like what what the hell just happened? A lot of like, did that really just happen, or did something just happen to my stream? Like,
Did it break?
Like
Did we break something?
Yeah, my streaming shit. Yeah. Like, I hope I didn't it just didn't crash all of a sudden. But no, like, once you see those credits roll, you're like, no way. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of those reactions across. Across.
I think we can all agree at the very least, like, it's truly psychotic behavior that Chase did that. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
I thought
awesome.
it was.
He knows.
I
think he knows. He obviously knows.
Oh, 100%.
He was basically just like silently cackling to himself.
Oh yeah, I imagine this man going like this in the editing room as they're putting it together. Like, hey, now cut to black. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just imagine his editor being like, "You are a psycho.
You're a sicko, dude."
Someone mentioned earlier on too that like he didn't even want to have like credits at the end. Imagine just black and then the next show that's on HBO that
but
night starts.
Here's what I imagine though. It's like people probably at that time people were like calling up HBO like, y'all broke my show. Like something's wrong with the Sopranos.
Again, that happened. Literally, so many people were calling HBO like, yo, what happened to the cable? Did the cable go out? And they just have to say like, no, like that's what happened. Like that's just how the show ended.
Friggin' Dish Network,
man.
like,
yeah, that's awesome.
My satellite went out. Like, what's happening?
I imagine David Chase asked them to record all those calls and like listens to them with his morning coffee and like laughs.
That's awesome. I appreciate the talk though, and you guys letting me talk and know and stuff. I hope to see more of these types of occasions going on in the future. I'll definitely be tuning in. I hope we get even more people too, because this is pretty fun.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Nate, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you contributing to the conversation and watching along with us.
Always, guys. Always full-time supporter here, guys.
Appreciate it,
bro.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Later, guys.
See ya. All right.
We've got
that was
clip.
fun.
We got 3 requests. Let's go through these. Clip is
Okay.
next. Coming in. There he is.
Clip.
There he is.
Future fan. What's up, Clip?
How you doing, Clip?
Wait, can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, good talking to you. I appreciate y'all for letting me on, but yeah, man. I loved it. I had to say reaction when I saw it. I was like, what is this? But then, like, over time, I honestly feel like it's like people said, it's like this is the only way I could have, like, I'll even say, have y'all seen The Wire? I'm not going to spoil it.
No,
we have not seen The Wire. We have not seen The Wire.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I just say, like, in general, like, stuff like this spoiled me for endings that are more, like, well coordinated. Like, this isn't particularly, like, spoiled me to anything kind of normal-ish, like, way of ending.
So now you hate anything normal that's a regular ending.
Yeah. Because like this, like now, like they have like a tragic, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
like the big dramatic build up is too normal for you. You're like, nah, man, they should have just cut to black like 10 episodes ago.
It's like I need the crack. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a beat.
Yeah, I hear
but
you.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to positive, kind of like, I don't know, just kind of getting a little bit away from the ending, but like, how did y'all feel about? I've heard y'all talk about like Tony being like kind of like the idea that Tony had this kind of moral breakdown towards the end where he basically like fell apart, and like where's y'all's feelings on it now that it's over? Like him basically having this downward spiral, or him being a monster, becoming a monster. Where are y'all at as far as that?
Well, that's a good question.
Good question.
I think he continues to be a monster.
Yeah,
and. I mean, if he survives past the cut to black, right? Because like if he's not dead, but I think I don't see the downward spiral like coming back up in any way. Not from the, what the perspective they gave us at the end. Like if he's always going to be like checking the door and is like paranoid all the time, I just see him going further down. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a different thought actually. Like, I almost feel like this episode did a weirdly decent job, like humanizing him again, just in the interactions that he had, like in the conversations that he had with Meadow. In like, I know we went about it a different way, but like clearly he had very much concern for AJ and like didn't want his kid going off overseas and getting PTSD and dying and whatever. And especially the conversation with Junior. If we were to take that conversation at face value, and like, if he did want to get that stash from Junior to save it for Bobby's kids, like I think it's reiterating that he's a fucked up human being and he's a shitty ass person and he's done some horrible things, but he does have some moral code that he lives by, which we talked about like way back when, right? Like he does, by day he's an awful guy and he's, stealing, killing, murdering, whatever. But like they all still have this kind of moral code that they live by. So, and with the ending of the family being back together and this don't stop believing, it was like, keep believing in the American dream. Like, this is still your dream. You can still make it. Like, in a way, it felt very humanizing and different than I would have thought the downfall of Tony Soprano could have been. Does that make sense to y'all? Like, that's my feeling.
I can see that way, too. Because I think that specific moment, the don't stop believing moment, really kind of made me, obviously they were showing him always checking his, checking where he was going, who's coming in, all that stuff. But I think there was moments in that scene where I completely forgot that he was a mobster. I was just looking at him as
a dad,
a dad waiting for his family to arrive to the diner. Like that's it. And then when it did end, when we got into that reflection, I was like, wait, but like, remember what this guy went through. Like he is a full blown mobster. So he is a full blown monster. But at the end of the day, like you said, Abe, he's still a dad. He still lives by a moral code. He still has. He still has love. He still has compassion for some things as well. But I think that just goes to show the brilliance of David Chase in humanizing these characters and us sympathizing with them as well. I think that is something that is really hard to do in writing, and he was able to accomplish that.
Yeah. Clip, what'd you think? Sorry, turn it back to you. Since you asked the question.
I was curious, but I kind of wanted to like kind of posit like the theory, like how I look at it is that basically like I'm kind of in another school of thought where I don't even see Tony as like he's a bad person for sure.
Sure.
Right. Like, don't get it. Like, there's no doubt.
Right.
But I don't see him as like this super super evil, like over the top, like psychopath dude. As much as I see him as like, he's basically a thug, but like nobody looks at it that way because he's like an old white man. But he's like a thug. He's a thug. And he just like, he's living that lifestyle. I think he was kind of like psychologically, I think he was like kind of like a normal, like slightly mentally ill dude, like probably depressive, there's some narcissism there, but he was kind of like a normal, kind of depressive guy that he was a gangster, and he starts out, he's like your neighborhood gangster, like Spider-Man. Yeah. And then over time, it just gets to be too much. And that's where you see the downfall. Like, the downfall is like him like going from like, they're doing like little scams with Junior to now he's like doing all kind of major type of crazy crimes and he's fighting New York, and it's like, it just got to be too much.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how I looked at it, as opposed to like, he lost his humanity at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 100%. I don't think you can validly make the argument that he completely lost his humanity at the end based on the small things that we did see, right? Like the things we're talking about. Obviously, there are things that point to the opposite of him being like an awful person and having and let's not get it twisted. His moral compass is all messed up. Like it's not the moral compass of a regular person at all. But to say that he doesn't have any moral compass wouldn't be right in my estimation, just based on the things that we see throughout the show and by like where we get to at the end. There's still some morality in him, but like the narcissism and like the level of pathological lying where like he can just so easily lie about something that doesn't, necessarily make him look good or he's believing his own lies of why he does certain things and why he does what he does, and that it's to protect his family, is to put food on the table, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Beyond the fact that he just really wants power, right? Like, I think that he's a super complicated character, and at the end, we are meant to believe that he is a super complicated character, and for you to put him in a box is not really Chase's intention, I don't think.
Clip, I got a question.
The way I look at it is
sorry.
Like,
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You're good.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Yeah, the way I was looking at it is like, he's a terrible person, but like he's like a terrible person as like a function of like, he chose to be a gangster. He's in this life, and like he's making a conscious decision to be like his impact is like revolutionarily bad. He's probably like top 1,000 bad people in America in this hypothetical world. Yeah. But like in the sense, he's like, I think that like most people, like half of, I'd say like some people like for example, like in this like Discord or car, like in our community, the average person, if they take the same steps in life that he did, could have reasonably become like his level. I don't think he's at like is unachievable evil. Like it's just like this is the function of the world. Like there's Tony Sopranos today. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way that I look at it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I hear you. I mean, I think Chase does a good job of like trying to lean you both ways, like lean you in a direction. Like I think of moments, right? Like the moment where he kills Christopher, it leans you in the direction of like, this is a psychopath who does not have any moral compass. And then you have like moments where he with Junior in this last moment where he's trying to, even with Janice, and where he's trying to take care of Bobby's kids, where you're like, but this guy, like, clearly there's something here where he cares about something in some people, right? And so it's a completely, a completely like, it's a seesaw of like the experiences you get with Tony, and to look at them in isolation wouldn't put him together as a full character. That's how I look at it. Yeah. Davi, I think you had a question for Clip.
Yeah, Clip. I was wondering, how many times have you seen this show through?
Oh man, probably. I mean, one time all the way through. But I've been watching different reaction channels like y'all, Goonie Googles, he's awesome, and what's the other guy? Friend Request Reviews. They do a lot of good stuff. But y'all are a top channel. But I probably watch some episodes like. I probably watched up to 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Most of them.
I feel like watching, I mean, outside of just putting it on in the background and letting it ride, like from season 1 all the way through, like watching it again is a big ask. All the way through.
I can't do it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of episodes I would go back to for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Clip, you got anything else for us?
Nah, yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for letting me talk though.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
you
you, man.
contributing. Thank you for rocking with us, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good night. All right. Who else do we got in this?
I think we got one more. Fripside.
If Fripside is still here, let's see.
Fripside.
Right there. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just a little warning, my English is not great, so
No worries. You're good. Yeah.
I'm doing a great effort here.
We appreciate it.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for sticking with the show. Many of us are big time fans, so I know it's been really long ride, and I wouldn't have complained if you guys decided to drop it like halfway through. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Yeah.
And what else? I made a little list of things that I wanted to
love it. Yeah,
to discuss because I knew that I was gonna forget if I just tried to wing it.
There's so much to talk about, so I get you. I totally get you.
That's the thing about the show. There's so many things that you can talk about that you're gonna just focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's the last episode, I think we should just like focus on the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And well, first of all, I think that I agree with what you guys said, that it was unsatisfactory, and that it leaves you, with this empty feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
And it's directed that way, like purposely. It creates tension. It creates this buildup, and it leads to nothing. So it's really frustrating. It's like TV is over, story ended, so move
100%.
on to something else.
Yep.
And so you're left with this pit, in your stomach, and you kind of have to feel it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to do it is to go back, and start looking for little pieces and hints and try to connect dots in a way that kind of leads to a valid answer, And I think that's kind of the beauty of the show, that there's so many reads, there's so many possibilities, to think about and interpret when you look at the show as a whole from different angles, that you can't really come up with a definitive answer for the ending,
Yep.
Like you can say, well, maybe, they just ate and then went home and, the story went on, or maybe he got arrested, or maybe he got killed, and all of those are valid. So
yeah,
I think
100%.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, 100%. I have a question for you, actually, if you don't mind. You mentioned something that I think is really interesting, where it's like, now that you see the ending, right, you get this empty pit in your stomach because of just the abruptness and the coldness of it. But
right,
you mentioned like there's so many little dots and things that you can connect, and you can go back and look at little things. Is there anything, as somebody who has seen the show already before, is there anything that you think that you go back to and you connect to this ending or to how the story ended?
Ooh, yeah, there's many. There's way too many.
Yeah. Any that you
And
can think
they
off the
all-
top of your head?
Oh, they all point in different directions.
Uh-huh.
So, like I said, it's not like you're gonna arrive at the same destination. But the way I like to think of it is sort of a symbolic and kind of a Zen way to think about it. I don't know if you remember when Tony was in the hospital and he was talking with an old man and he was discussing, how the forms and the shapes that we see are only in our own in our own consciousness.
Yeah. Yes.
But in reality, everything is connected.
Yeah.
I think David Chase kind of played with that idea from the very beginning because there's many little hints that he leaves. And the route that I particularly like to take when I'm thinking about what could have happened, it's sort of in that same like symbolic and everything is connected sort of deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You wanted me like to give you a theory, or
hey, I'm happy to take anything.
They're talking about a specific theory that.
Oh well.
Yeah, someone said something about a Godfather shooter theory.
I don't like to say that this is the definitive ending, but this is the one that I like to think about. Well, again, it's open to interpretation. So, for example, if you like the beginning of the episode, you see Tony sleeping, and he kind of looks like he's in a coffin, like he's dead. That sort of gives you a little bit of foreshadowing of what could happen to him.
Sure.
And then thinking about that idea that everything is connected, if you start thinking about like Phil and the New Jersey crew, you start drawing those parallels with Tony as well. Like there was at the beginning of the season, Phil getting an anxiety attack, just like Tony in season 1.
Yep.
And Tony visits him in the hospital, just like Phil visiting when Tony is in the hospital as well. And Phil is the boss of New York, and Tony is the boss of New Jersey.
Yep.
And Phil gets killed in front of his family, and Tony is also having dinner with his family. So it's kind of like that scene when Tony is talking with Melfi about the movie Seven. I don't know if you remember that scene. Like he's watching the movie Seven that is about a murder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen Seven. I'm trying to remember when.
So you know the plot of Seven?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter the plot, but he says that he's watching the movie and he stops watching it like halfway through, and he says something like, "What do I care what happens? Why do I care who the killer is? There's no point to it." Melfi says, you're right. It doesn't really matter. There's no meaning unless you find it, unless you give it meaning.
Wow.
And I think that is very true when it comes to this ending.
Yeah, fair.
Like for example,
meaning is what you give it.
The guy. I mean, there's the camera cuts to different people in that final scene.
Yep.
So you could say that maybe the guy that was wearing the members only jacket went into the men's restroom, and that could be sort of like hinting at the Godfather scene. That he gets the gun from the men's restroom, but we don't see any of that.
Yeah.
So that's when you have to engage. You're gonna have to put like the meaning yourself,
sure,
so to speak.
Yeah. There's so much in there that Yeah, I like the callback to Melfi basically saying like these things you have to give it meaning.
It's so abstract.
Yes.
That.
Yeah, you have no choice but to give
that.
it meaning, right? And that's almost what Chase is making us do. Like we're doing that right now. Like we are,
reflecting on
giving it that level of
true.
emptiness and lack of like clarity and definitive ending forces you to derive your own and forces you to give meaning based on the things that you have seen. And it's like how everybody in the show shapes their reality too, right?
Yeah, and I think one of the lines that people like to quote to kind of give weight to that theory that maybe he was killed was when Bobby says, you probably don't even hear it when it happens.
Oh. Yeah, I think somebody had said too, somebody had commented earlier, like the cut to black was like Tony's death. Like that was the lights going out. Whether it happened in that moment or after, you knew that was his fate.
Right.
And that's it. You don't see it because and maybe it did happen at that moment because if we're seeing it from Tony's POV and Bobby's saying you don't even see it or you don't even hear it, maybe that's that, and we're getting it from his point of view. It just all goes black. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's frustrating the first time.
Yeah, definitely.
It's for you, but for me, it was hilarious. I mean, that's the funny thing about finishing this show. Yeah. That now that you know what happens, you can be like David Chase and become the troll by recommending it to someone else, knowing that they'll eventually reach to this point.
That is so true. That is very, very true. Yeah. Now I can be the troll, right? And be like, hey, you got to watch Sopranos, man. It's got to be the best ending. Like, you will not believe this. Promise.
It's so funny because like so many people have recommended this show to us, be like, no, you got to watch it. You got to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all
and
are some nasty people, man. Say in the back of the head, they know.
Yeah. and people back then like invested way more time than we did. What was it, like 8 years?
Yeah, we did a year.
Yeah.
I think it was David said it, that he really doesn't like to please the audience.
Yeah.
And even if it was like thematically fitting the way he did it, part of him wanted to, make you mad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree. Although, like, he wrote for the character in the story he was telling, I'm sure he found joy in making everybody mad.
Yeah, no. I remember hearing, I think it was in a podcast, maybe Talking Sopranos or something.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of the writers there. And I think it was Terrence Winter. I don't remember his name, but he was talking about the Russian guy.
Yeah.
You know how they
Pine Barrens.
Yep.
And so they asked him, what happened with him? And he actually said, we did figure out what happened to the Russian guy. We did, sit through, started thinking, and came up with the aftermath, of what became of him.
Yep.
And everyone in the writer's room was like, okay, this is great. This is finished. Now we know what happens. The audience is going to love this. And the moment he said that,
Chase was like, hell no.
He looked at David Chase's face, and he realized that he fumbled the entire thing so hard.
Because he said that?
Because he said it. Because they had figured out they even wrote it.
Yeah.
But the moment he said the audience was going
He's a psycho.
to love this,
someone's got to find that clip and send it to us where the writer is talking about this, because like I just need to hear it. But like, if what you're saying is real, he's so diabolical.
Yeah.
He's so diabolical. Yeah. He's not. He might be the biggest psychopath in the show. It's not Tony. It's literally David Chase. What'd you say? They're gonna like this shit?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
For him, placing the audience was like the worst reason to write about anything.
Oh my god. I mean, that's fair. I get it to an extent. I do get it. Like you don't want to be a writer purely for fan service. That would not be conducive to making good art. 100%. But the fact that they were writing it, and as a result, they were going to be like, "Oh, this actually ends up being good fan service," and he was like, "Yeah, hell no, no shot, no way,
not on my watch."
Yeah, exactly.
Dang, we should get David Chase directing Marvel movies.
Straight up.
I really think he would be. I think he'd be offended if someone ever said that to him.
So give him a Star Wars movie to direct, bro. Star Wars fandom will explode the day that thing comes out.
I think he'd be offended if someone really said you should direct a Marvel Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I think that would like send him
He might laugh.
He could piss people off to the max. That's why.
Oh God, that's awesome. All right, Flipside. What else, you guys? Anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I think that was pretty much all that.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, your English is way better than you give yourself credit for. So thank you for jumping on and contributing. You brought some awesome points. So, and thank you for watching all this time.
All right, thank you again. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. All right. Was there any other requests there?
That was the last one.
Any other requests, guys?
Oh man, we got a couple notes in here just quickly. Did you want to use any of those for the actual video?
Yeah, I have them.
Do you want to ask people for permission?
Oh yeah, can we use your guys' discussion?
If you came on and spoke and you don't mind us using your audio, please just put, I'm cool with you using my clip in the YouTube or whatever in here. We just want to make sure we're asking y'all's permission.
Yeah.
And we don't want to, do something that y'all don't want. So if you don't put that in here, we won't use your clip, just out of respect and all that stuff. But appreciate the people who would let us use that, because I think the conversation was awesome with all you guys.
Awesome.
You guys made it, so appreciate that.
Absolutely. Esco, there's a theory in the guy in the diner who's set up to potentially take out Tony out is wearing the same jacket as Eugene did from the first episode in season 6. And we all know the only way out of this life for him ultimately was death. Tony told him, "There's no getting out of this. I see that all coming back to him at the end with him being taken out."
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a really good theory.
I'm ready to dive into Reddit.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes.
I only had one more thing. I apologize if I already said this. Did I talk about Tony's conversation with Junior at all when he went to visit him?
Very lightly. Only about like how Bobby he was talking about Bobby's kids.
Yeah. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm like reaching or looking into it too much, but there's a moment where Tony looks at Junior and he's like, "Oh, you really don't remember me, huh?" And Junior's like, has no idea who he is, and I don't really know how to put my thoughts into words right now about that. But it's almost like you lived all this, and none of it matters because no one's gonna remember you, or you're not, or you might end up like Junior. You're not even gonna remember it. Like, what are you doing all this for? It's kind of like fleeting. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you guys can
Junior,
expand on that.
Junior has lived a lifetime of essentially similar things that Tony has, right?
And then him not even recognizing that. Oh, I lived that.
Yeah,
I think it was really, really, really significant for Tony.
Yeah,
because it felt like, wow, my life has just flashed. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? What does this all mean?
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
It's
I think it gave him a sense of like this was all meaningless, right? At the end, if the end is this life that Junior is living, what was it all for?
Right.
So Ruby's getting anxious. She's like, let's get out of here.
Charlie, we got someone who wants to speak.
NLL666. Coming in hot. All right. NLL.
What's up? How you doing?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for the bad English.
No,
it's okay. You're good.
Want to talk about two theories.
Okay.
The first one is Christopher tells Tony about the 3 o'clock, and when the guy goes to the bathroom, he comes from that side to possibly end with his life.
We're having just a little bit of trouble hearing you. I don't know if you guys can.
Yeah,
it's not. It's just like sounds a little bit muffled.
Yeah, I heard the 3 o'clock.
And
the
something
guy
about
going to the
Christopher.
bathroom.
Yeah, Christopher told Tony about the 3 o'clock. Be careful with that when he was in the hospital.
Oh, when he was in the hospital, Christopher said something about 3 o'clock?
Yeah, when he got shot by Bevilacqua, the other guy.
Are you saying it was 3 o'clock when Tony is in the diner?
No, I don't think it's in the diner.
No,
I think
no. The guy in the bathroom came from the 3 o'clock to shoot him.
He came from the 3 o'clock to shoot him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. How?
I don't know if I'm under
the guy in the diner. So the first guy or the one who went to the bathroom?
One in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
The bathroom. Oh, let's see. So he walks into the bathroom. I'm just replaying it now. We're watching that part. Yeah. AJ rambles. Meadow can't park.
Hey, right
okay,
there.
so he gets up and then he starts walking. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Tony's like this.
Yeah.
Guy's at 3 o'clock.
The guy is at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's on his 3. Yeah. Because the bathroom's right there.
And what's the original reference? What's the original reference point? Like, what are we talking about?
They were talking about there was that thing in the hospital where they like said something about 3 o'clock. I can't remember.
3 o'clock to 20s, right?
Got shot, and he wake up and he warned Tony and Polly about 3 o'clock.
Yeah. There was like a superstition that was happening. I think it was Polly, right? From what you're saying. Remember when he went to the psychic guy or whatever, and he started talking about all these people that he killed and whatever, and he got spooked. Do you not remember that episode?
Okay. No, yeah, I am. Yeah, Chrissy saw Mikey and he had a message for them, 3 o'clock. Christopher, when he died, was in hell. Oh, okay. After Christopher got shot in the second season, I think. Oh, okay. Yes. I think I'm starting to remember that.
Yeah, they said something about
3
Chris
o'clock. Chris went to hell.
whatever,
Mike, he said something. Tell Tony 3 o'clock. Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Oh.
He also warned Polly about 3 o'clock. And when he was in the boat with Tony, and Tony was thinking of killing Polly, he was standing at his 3 o'clock, thinking about hitting him with the axe.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that either.
So
Tony's like contemplating killing Polly.
Yeah. So the original 3 o'clock thing came from when Christopher was shot, right? Which was before Tony was shot, right?
Yes.
Where was Junior when Tony got shot? Because I would love, if there was a connection there, I think that would be
that one. I don't
pretty
think was 3
significant.
o'clock. No, because they were facing each other. To be 3 o'clock, you'd have to be to his side, to his right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's crazy though. Wow, nice connections.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was really good.
And you said you had a second one?
The last theory is about what Junior used to say, the outcomes in 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is the third attempt against Tony Lai, and probably the one who got it.
It was sorry, say that part again. So it was the third.
It was the third time they tried to kill Tony.
Oh, the third time.
Probably they made it.
Oh, dang.
The third time they tried to kill Tony. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
it comes in 3.
What was the first one was? Do you count Junior?
Yeah,
Junior. The first time that he tried to remember, he tried to get. They almost tried to kill him. It was Livia and Junior the first time. They tried to kill him.
Yep.
Junior shot him the second time.
Right, and he didn't die, and then
the last scene was the third attempt.
Ah,
gotcha.
It comes in 3s.
Does come in 3s. Interesting.
Wow. I love the consistency, throughout. Because that happened like so long ago, and then for them to still have those details.
Exactly. The continuity is very impressive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that's how you write a cohesive story.
That really is.
That's good stuff.
All right, NLO. Appreciate those theories, man.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
Sorry for
no problem.
Thank you. No, you're good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, and we got Double Whopper.
Double Whopper. Make it a triple.
Quad.
The side eye emoji is hilarious. What's up?
Hello.
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 Hi. How's it going?
So have y'all ever seen The Godfather?
I've seen the first one and the second one. I've not seen the third one.
It's been a minute since I've seen him. So
I have not
Oh,
watched
okay, that's good. Y'all haven't seen the third one. Oh, it's a waste of time. So, y'all should remember the scene where Al Pacino's character, he goes to get the gun, right?
Mhm.
In the bathroom,
Yes.
and he shoots the two dudes. So it's a theory that was a callback. That when the dude goes to the gun, I mean to the bathroom, he gets the gun to shoot Tony. So
Gotcha.
basically, Tony's dead.
Gotcha. It's implied that is a callback or a parallel, almost exactly the same sort of scene.
The scene, I forgot the name of the episode where they get into that big fight and about where Tony and Bobby get into that fight. They're like when they're on the boat, they're like you don't even hear when it happens, basically.
Yeah,
yes.
we talked about that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I also think it was just a way for David Chase to fool around with the audience, stuff like that.
Yeah,
definitely.
It really was.
100%. 100%. That's cool though. I mean, I could definitely see Chase having a specific way that he wanted to end it, but just not wanting to explicitly tell you and leaving hints along the show that gives you this is what happened, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoon feed it to you.
Right. Shelby said AJ says that Tony's favorite scene in The Godfather.
Yeah, that's that scene,
Tony's
the gun scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, but he's dead. Like, to me, and I finished the show about 2 months ago, right? I already had this spoiled, but I didn't know. Like, I did it. I hadn't watched the show yet, but now that I had watched the show, I'm like, he's dead.
Yeah. You can imply, that that's the case.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is I'm thinking about how Phil got whacked in this episode, and like it was the most obvious like whacking that was going to happen, right? Like we knew
the setup was coming.
The setup was so obvious of just like, okay, yeah, he's going to get killed right here. And when it happened, obviously we weren't expecting the whole van running him over and stuff. But when it happened, like none of us really were like shocked that he got killed. Like right there, we didn't viscerally react. And I do think what's up?
I love that they just added him getting run over.
Yeah,
like,
that was cherry on top. Yeah. They had to do something to make that death special. but what I was saying is, in that moment at the end, if Tony gets whacked right then and there, we all would have had expected it. But I guess in a way, if David Chase didn't want to do that, and he knew that we were expecting it, so maybe his way of telling you that Tony gets whacked is by dropping these little Easter eggs of the Godfather scene and these other things cutting to black. That almost tells you like exactly what happened without spoon feeding it to you.
And throughout what is it, 6 seasons?
Yes.
Throughout all of the 6 seasons, the show is very like symbolic. It like you got the dude getting like an example. Y'all said this earlier, but the dude with the rat stuff in his mouth. In like the first season.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
excuse me.
And someone said a guy got shot in the eye as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what they did to Vito with the pool cue.
Yep.
All the way up. You know where?
Or like when Christopher dies and you see the the tree in the window.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's the little stuff like that in the show, which yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
yeah, absolutely. I love how they make everyone's like death symbolic and meaningful. I still want to like go and look up what Phil's, like what the symbolism of Phil's is, if there is one, of him getting run
There's
over.
no symbolism.
No,
there's no.
They're just like,
he just needed to die.
Let's just whack him, bro.
Yeah, he had those crazy satanic powers where he was able to turn into a house. They were like, "You're too powerful. Well, you're too powerful, bro. We have to kill you. Your swag too
It
different."
went up in the club.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Double Whopper. Anything else you got for us?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for
Appreciate you, man.
jumping on and talking to us. Appreciate you. All right, well, we've been on this for a whole lot of time.
All right, we got one more.
If we keep taking one more, I think we're gonna keep.
I think that's the last one. I think that's the last one. We're gonna call it here. This is the last one.
Make it quick.
Let's do it.
A request to speak.
Hey, you're
this
the
will be the
last
last
speaker.
one.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yes,
1, 2,
we can hear
3.
you.
How you doing?
Okay, good. I'm honored to be the last one.
Of course.
Greetings from the Czech Republic. It's 5 a.m.
Oh, where are you? Sorry, couldn't hear you. Davi was laughing.
The Czech Republic.
Oh, Czech Republic. That's awesome.
5 a.m.
Oh my goodness, man!
Whoa.
Thank you for staying up this late and talking to us.
It's all right. I was partying the previous night.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd like to talk about the MVP of this episode, which is, in my opinion, Uncle Junior. He got only 2 scenes in this episode. Both were fantastic.
Yes.
So, what did you guys think of Uncle Junior's role in this episode? Yeah, that's basically the question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I had mentioned a little before the way that I saw, like, his conversation with Tony, and when Tony, asks him, you don't know who I am, right? And Uncle Junior has no idea. I almost think his role is like to serve as a message to Tony that like none of this matters. Like, no one's gonna remember you for it. No one's going to it's fleeting, right? And I think we've heard that said by like someone like AJ or something at some point as well. Like, what does it matter, right? You might end up in the same situation as Junior where you don't even remember anything that you did or who you are. Yeah, I think he served that purpose. You guys have any thoughts?
I think I honed in on that as well after you. I think that's what it was. It was like, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of life? Like, at the end of the day, is like, you got a family, you got people around you. I think you got to focus on that versus, are people really going to remember you after you die? Is that really your purpose? Like, focus right now. Focus on what's happening with who you're raising. And I think that's what I got from that. And man, shout out Czech Republic, bro. That's like it's 4 a.m. right now.
5.
5. Oh, appreciate it, man, for coming by. That's awesome, man. But Abe, what'd you think of it?
No, yeah, I agree. I pretty much agree with everything you guys are saying. I want to hear what your thoughts were. You asked us about it. Do you have any specific reason why Uncle Junior was your MVP?
So, do you guys remember what Uncle Junior actually remembered or knew?
In this scene, in this episode, I mean?
This episode.
Didn't he remember
he
something about Johnny?
He at one point he talked about Janice. Remember, Janice gives him the picture of her daughter.
Janice, she
left the stove on.
She left the stove on. Yeah, that stuff. I remember that piece.
He called Janice
Livia. He called her Livia, and then he called Nika Janice. He got the picture of her daughter. Yeah.
And so he remembered first Bobby, when Jenny says Bobby's dead, he says the Ambassador Hotel, which is a reference to Robert Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy. So he remembers Kennedy.
Yeah.
And then he remembers that Janice left the stove on purposely and tried to kill him. And then he remembers that he used to play catch with Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Which I find very beautiful. And great.
Yeah, it's like when you're so right, because Tony asks him at the end, or it says to him, like, you and Johnny Boy, you guys ran North Jersey. And he was like, did we? And it's like, that stuff didn't matter at all to him. But the stuff that he did matter was Livia. He remembered Janice leaving the stove on.
Playing catch. Like, these are the things,
the small memories he has is like these loving memories of his family. Our video froze, Charles. I don't know what happened there.
Oh,
I'll just turn it off.
The Kennedys for some reason.
And Bobby Kennedy, yeah. I mean, they're all Catholic, so I'm sure it's that. They just remembered that was like a famous Catholic person died, and it was a sad day in America. That's probably the biggest reason. All right, we're trying to fix our camera, guys. Sorry, we don't know what just happened here.
Might have been OBS.
It might have crashed.
OBS crashed.
Yeah. It's fine. It'll take 2 seconds and we'll be back up on the camera. But
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back. All right.
There we go.
I thought it was interesting too how like the closest person to Junior before like he started to, really forget everything was Bobby. He didn't even remember Bobby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he brought him up. Bobby's dead and all that. He's like, doesn't remember him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Uncle Junior plays a pretty big role in this episode, more so than I thought. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else that you wanted to add?
It's easy to get lost. Did you guys realize that it's literally the first time Tony and Junior talk after he shot him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you realized, but you just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, sorry. You're right.
We didn't bring that
That's
out
it
yet.
from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining. Hey, get some sleep, my friend.
I'm on it.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah, no, that's a good point to end on. I mean, we didn't talk about it a ton, but it felt significant that he was going to see him one last time, because, but even then, it was like it felt transactional, right? And that was intentional because that's how Tony thinks, especially when it comes to Junior, right? He doesn't feel like he owes Junior anything, but he feels like Junior owes him something, and it's to take care of Bobby's kids at the very least,
right?
And that's what we got. So.
Yeah. Wow, y'all.
So people keep saying there's one thing here. R keeps saying there's so many hints that it was Paulie, Patsy, and Butch that ordered the hit.
Like all three of them
keeps saying
combined. Like all three of them like came together and ordered it on Tony. Maybe.
Yeah. No, listen.
They finally read it. Sorry, y'all.
Now you can go to bed. Listen, we are probably going to dig into a ton more theories. Now we can go on all the Reddits, as Charlie was mentioning. We can go on Twitter and get the comments from this video when this goes out. And I know you've been going crazy, my guy. I'm glad we got to your thing. But now, we'll be able to really digest that. And this won't be the last time that we talk about Sopranos, especially if we end up doing the Wise Guys documentary. I'm sure we'll be able to talk about it again. So it's just great now that we have the full context and we get to digest it and we get to keep engaging with what people have been going crazy about for the last 2 decades. So yeah, man, it's cool to be part of it now. I feel like I'm part of a special club. And now I'm gonna troll people. My favorite trolling now is gonna be like, hey, you should watch Sopranos, man. It's got the best ending that's ever been on TV. And I mean, like, I can say that genuinely because a lot of people probably think that, but there's probably going to be some very angry people at me for suggesting that. So yeah, awesome. We hope you guys enjoyed the watch party.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for your support. And it's just, we've made it, but like Abe said, we do hope to continue this discussion. I think we will continue this discussion. But y'all, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. And just thank you so much for your comments, your insights. And it's just amazing to see how much the show has impacted so many people's lives. And I think TV in general, right? This has shaped up TV for decades. And we're seeing that right now. And we're so grateful for y'all and your thoughts again. Guys, thank you so much. Stay beautiful, y'all.
See ya.